morning, sir. My question is, where do you get your inspiration from, and who is your role model?
Asa. As a student of Nalanda master, so like, of course, Buddha, so the Kwame founder or teacher, and then particularly like Nagarjuna, I really found immense benefit the Nagarjuna sort of concept or theory, and including how to tackle emotion. Because the most destructive emotion, very much based on appearances. So there is a huge gap, appearances and deeper reality. So now quantum physics also now talking the deeper reality. So already some quantum physicists who not only sort of understand intellectual but deeply believe that, convinced that, you see, there are sort of also some sort of extreme way of emotion. Oh, this is good, and attachment. This is bad, anger, less. One my friend, one American, Kasakuminti, Aaron Beck. Now he's now around 100 years old. So I first met him. Then his age already 84. He scientist, mainly dealing with disturbed sort of mind, some sort of through anger and hatred, much disturbed. He treated these people. So at least I think a few decades, say, according to his own sort of professional work, and his conclusion, one conclusion is when people feel anger, the object that person feel angry appears very negative, but 90% of that negativeness is angry person's own mental projection. He told me. That's exactly Master Nagarjuna mentioned that. So the Buddhist theory of, you see, nothing independently exists. Everything interrelated. So now I think obviously we can feel, we can judge. Today, one person you feel enemy, angry, but then after a few days, due to some other sort of certain circumstances, you're angry. A few days ago, feel very bad. That's really very bad. After a few days, due to certain sort of information, you feel, oh, not that bad. Then after a few days, oh, that's a good person. Then eventually, a few weeks ago, your enemy, few weeks after, become a friend.
Yes.
So that means you much because of the emphasis on the appearances, and there are too much sort of the exaggeration. So all destructive, destructive emotion, very much based on superficial appearances. So for that, deeper understanding is the antidote to reduce intensity of that. So now recently, a few years, since last few years, I have some sort of curiosity, or genuine quantum physicist. Maybe their emotion, some differences. So I already sort of asked some some occasion I ask, if you see you have the opportunity to observe these quantum physicists, their mental attitude, emotional attitude, maybe some differences. Nobody answered that. But recently I heard one article wrote by one Chinese quantum physicist in mainland China. I heard that article. In it, he mentioned the person or scientist who now fully convinced nothing objectively exists. You see, that person, you see, there are sort of also the extreme way, this is good, this is bad, much reduced, much less. So this already now scientifically already show that extreme view is the basis of anger and attachment and these negative things, negative emotion. The positive emotion, such as love, kindness, although generally our love very much mixed with attachment, that's biased. So unbiased love can extend your enemy. Biased love, only your friend. So through training, we can develop unbiased love. Now that, not based on exaggerated outlook, but through training, through familiarize. So there's differences. Destructive emotion, spontaneous, without proper sound basis. Positive emotion, sound basis. So through training, you can increase year by year. The destructive emotion, no matter how powerful, very short, temporary. Okay, that's according to Nalanda tradition. Your tradition. We Tibetan, before Nalanda tradition come, we little bit warrior. Sword, spear. We don't care about our inner value. The only Shantarakshita reached Tibet and teach us Nalanda tradition. Then we Tibetan become a more compassionate, peaceful, non-violent nation. So sometimes I jokingly teasing my Indian friend, if Tibet still remain previous sort of way of life, warrior, like a Mongol, Chinese invasion may not take place. So since your message of non-violence or compassion come, we become much sort of peaceful. So Chinese communists take advantage. So one cause, we lost our freedom. You also have the responsibility. But I think our non-violent way struggle. You see, now more and more Chinese people very much appreciate as a totalitarian system these millions of Chinese who really showing genuine sense of concern about Tibet and very much appreciate Tibetan knowledge about Nalanda. So immediately their feeling cannot sort of change. They are reach their top leaders. But gradually, now I think last few years, things now changing. About our sort of basic sort of our attitude, non-violent, and also you see, respect Chinese brothers, sisters. Same. We are not seeking independence or separation. I really admire European spirit, European Union spirit. So national sovereignty, these are In ancient time, important. Modern time, not much sort of important. I really admire the India, East India, South India, West India, North India, Central India. Different script, different language, but with spirit of one India, Indian Union. Wonderful. Wonderful. Recently I was in Manipur. At the press meeting, some people say, oh, some Manipur politicians want independence. Then I mentioned, oh, think more broadly, more holistic. Then union is very, very important. Of course, I have no right to criticize, but the Spain's Catalonia, I think too much short-sighted. I think now time come. Think oneness of European. Here already have now because oneness of India. So this country, compare neighboring state, this country, most stable, most peaceful. If South Indian, oh, we want independence, or East India, we want independence, then I think more quarrel may happen. So now time come, think more broadly. Common interest and long-sighted that you already implement. Wonderful. Okay, thank you.